フルカウンター
2023 is fastly approaching, and honestly, as someone who covers Grand Cross on YouTube, I'm always looking towards what's coming next and the future of Grand Cross. And honestly, 2023 is going to be a big or really bad year for Grand Cross, so today we're going to talk about it. Also, we're just going to play some PP in the background, so I'm not just sat here talking with my Athena on screen. Love this outfit, by the way. But I do think with the fact that Ultimate Escanor has released kind of very early in the life cycle of Grand Cross, I think it kind of tells us something, and that is the fact that Netmarble, oh, is it Blue Grimo? Is actually him? Oh, it is. Okay, bro, I'm gonna get him tomorrow, so I might use him tomorrow. I'm kind of scared now, actually. But like I said, 2023 could be a big or bad year for Grand Cross. I'd say the bad part is definitely Black Clover Mobile. Not that it's gonna kill Grand Cross, I'm not even saying anything close to that, but I do think, considering how similar the games kind of are, but very different in their own ways, I feel like if you played the game during the beta, at least for me, I almost got like a lot of Grand Cross nostalgia because it is made by the same people, and I kind of got the same vibe from it almost. So I feel like if you are a big fan of Grand Cross, the gameplay and how the game is played, you definitely will have your attention on Black Clover Mobile for next year, and that's obviously going to hurt Grand Cross in some way rather than obviously help them out, of course. But competition is always good. And of course, the big one, 70s Origins, that is going to be a massive game. And honestly, kind of like Overwatch and Overwatch 2, it can definitely hurt or even help Grand Cross. Hurt in the way that people might just stop playing Grand Cross and go straight away to Origins. But considering both of them are very different games, they can both definitely coexist together. And something I wish you actually do for Origins and Grand Cross is kind of do a lot of side events together and kind of coincide a bunch of releases. So a big one, let's say, is Fortnite's Apocalypse. Obviously, we're yet to get content in Grand Cross. However, we did see in the trailer that Percival and Sin, you know, characters from Fortnite Apocalypse are actually in that game. So if we do like a joint release, that could be very good for both Grand Cross and also Origins, and maybe you get some special rewards for summoning on, like, let's say Origins, and you get some free rewards on Grand Cross. That would be a good way for both Grand Cross and also Origins to thrive together. But like I say, it's very possible that Netmarble kind of just forgets about services Grand Cross and just puts all the money into obviously Origins and just kind of pushes that game out to where that's the main 17s game. Obviously, Ragnarok will likely make a return next year, and to be fair, boys, maybe it's probably a good thing to take a break after this chapter, because this chapter, if you haven't actually read it, is quite important. Obviously, we're now getting towards a lot of the lore, we're getting towards, obviously, the goddesses. Oh. Ah. Okay, I only had one orb, so it's not doing much, and he didn't get the actual HP buff. Yeah, Greenmore is good, but good lord, you gotta buff him up, otherwise that's doing nothing. But there are many characters going to come next year. Let's say Freya, she's got to come out next year at one point. Obviously, the big one is Thor. She will likely return. And one of my favorites, I think her name is Urd. U-R-D, I think is how you pronounce it. She's like one of the actual goddesses, but she'll likely probably unknown because like every Ragnarok character seems to be unknown, and there's so much content that could come from Ragnarok if they actually continue it. Obviously, I could kill Elizabeth here, but what I'm gonna do is actually just do a tier 3 counter, so he's kind of scared to attack me, and if he can kill me, then we'll see. But I'll let him use 2 skills here, so he can use an actual his ultimate and probably a single target skill. We have max orbs here, so I'm kind of curious to see how much damage Grima actually does do here. Look at me showcasing him without even actually using him. Oh. Oh, he actually killed. I did like 300k damage. Yo, this character is insane. He's literally one of the worst unless he buffs up. But when he buffs up, the character is broken. Am I dead? Ah, okay, never mind, I killed him. But I do think the fact that we've ended the year off with basically one of the hypest characters ever made in Grand Cross or even 70 Sins with obviously Ultimate Escanor kind of opens the door to getting arguably every hype character next year. Next year is going to be massive for Grand Cross in terms of characters because once again, we are obviously fastly approaching the end of the story mode of 70 Sins where we get all the hype characters, and we've already started basically with Purgatory Barn. Granted, we did get them early. Full Wing King, we just showed up. We're going to be getting a new character in 2 weeks time. Well, it'll actually be the Blue Liz. If you haven't seen it, she did get leaked. But after that, we're going to be getting a New Year banner, which will likely be... I'm definitely leaning towards more Mael, but I can definitely see another new Meliodas, whether it be his true magic form one or obviously Demon King Meliodas. But those are 2 characters that will come out next year, which will be massive. I mean, you can imagine all the hypest characters in the game to release. Sacred Treasure Barn, we've got some crazy AoE skills. I mean, I'm looking forward to obviously getting Skinny Escanor. Skinny Escanor was probably peak Escanor for me, especially when he has his shield on. That's a character I'm really looking forward to coming to the game. And one character, while not the hypest, I think so, at least right now in 70 Sins, is obviously Chaos Arthur. Chaos Arthur is a very cool character, but not the 70 Sins version. I think if we get the Chaos Arthur that's based off actual Fortnite Apocalypse, different. If you haven't read the manga, I would say I'm not spoiling anything, but he is different in that series. Like, it's gonna be unreal to see that character in Grand Cross. But these old characters that would likely come out next year because, well, the game is getting old. I mean, almost 4. By the time next year, it'll be 4.5 years old. And since you have such hype characters, Netmarble can't really afford to wait until the appearance story mode like how we saw with Escanor, and he got to release them early at the right time, so he can make still a lot of money. But not only that, boys, we're getting a lot of content for obviously 7 Sins, not even in terms of actual, gameplay. We're going to be getting new movies, and actual new anime. Yes, I think in 6 days time from today, we're going to be getting the new 7 Sins movie, and while it is obviously based around Tristan will likely come to Grand Cross sometime next year, probably be the first character. I would say from Four Knights because he's not really based off Four Knights, it's based off the end of the series and the in-between saga, because Tristan, once again, in Four Knights is different comparable to what we see now. Do I say like this? Nice. Is it 6-6 though? It is. But there are still quite a few characters throughout the story mode that we haven't even gotten yet. Like, let's say the Endurers, also obviously Demon Gopher. These are characters that people have wanted for a very, very long time. And I think they must come sometime soon, right? They got to at this point, right? Unless they're never going to release them. But I will say, I think looking back at what we've gotten this year, it's been a bit meh in some ways, I think so. Because we only got really the hype characters, which were like Sario and Tamiel. I mean, I like them, but I would prefer, obviously, the adult version of Sario. So, hopefully we can get her next year. That'd be really fun too. No one really cares about Skadi or Skadi came out this year. Crazy. Alaska, okay, not too much. Queen Diane, although, obviously, boys, you don't know, I love a Diane. And it took a while for her to even become good. And when she did, she got countered hard by Esterosa. Obviously, the collaborators are quite hype, but kind of ignored them. Light Elizabeth was a bit of a weird one, actually, because Light Elizabeth, she was not hype in a way, but she was by far, I think, the best seller of the year. I think she actually got top grossing, and Escanor, Ultimate Escanor, didn't even get top grossing. Granted, I think Escanor probably sold more. It's kind of dependent on the timing of the actual other gacha games, because obviously they compete with each other. But Light Elizabeth, in terms of sales, I think was quite hype. I mean, looking at it now, Freya, I mean, once again, Ragnarok, you can't really say it's too hype always. But then we got 2 big ones of obviously Berserk Esterosa and also Omnis Nebezeldris. Would I say this was hype? Esterosa definitely was. I kind of like how he played out. But I will say for Omnis Nebezeldris was a massive fail. I think so. Because the character, one, is a seasonal when he shouldn't really be a seasonal. So you can never really get him. So he's very, very exclusive for no apparent reason. And also, none of his skills are based off what he does. If you watch the anime or even read the manga or even watch the cutscenes in story mode, he never uses skills. There's no full react. There's no, I mean, even Omnis Nebe's a stance. There's no stance skill. He never does the absorb and slash or whatever this skill is. Well, like, it's not really from Omnis Nebezeldris, so he kind of missed a massive L with this one. Demon Channel is a massive L. We did get Infinity Merlin, which is the purple half of Merlin. It's the one that I wanted for a very long time. And she didn't become good until obviously we got Philo. And now I'd say she kind of got countered hard by obviously the Escanor. And then going down with Demon Cusack, the Shield Hero collaboration, and then now Ultimate Escanor and Greenmore. Unironically, Greenmore being one of the hypest characters this year because the character is insane. But yeah, in terms of releases, I mean, there were only really a handful. Light Elizabeth, Berserk Esterosa, Omnis Nebezeldris, but not really. And then Ultimate Escanor, and then maybe Sario and Tamiel because of how good they actually were in the game. But as characters, as themselves, I don't think they were that hype. So around 5 characters throughout a year. Not really the greatest thing. Where I do believe next year will be massive because we're going to be getting literal endgame characters. We started already with obviously Escanor, and with the potential to get movie characters like Dali and Dubs, I'd love to see them too in game. Obviously, the new movie coming out as well. We're going to be getting Death Pierce. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get him anytime soon, but if we get Death Pierce, I mean, Death Pierce is such a relevant character, and to be fair, I only really know his name because of how good he was in Grand Cross. But this character looks so good now. I'm actually really looking forward to the movie. And obviously, the big one for me, if we can start to get 4 Knights content in the game, that would be unreal. If we can get Percival, might be my favorite character in all of 7 Sins because he's so sick. But yeah, boys, let me know what you think. Are you excited for next year Grand Cross? Do you think it'll be a good or bad year? Like I said, it's very up in the air with obviously Black Clover Mobile and Osiris Origins coming out and kind of overshadowing Grand Cross. But if Grand Cross comes out with hype characters and, good banners, good updates, normal good characters, I mean, once again, it kind of annoyed me this year, but we do have a little banner, I'm sure you've heard of it, called the Ticket Banner. And throughout the year, granted, we're going to get probably 3 more to be added to this banner. eventually. We've only gotten 2 characters this year to be added to this ticket banner. We still have to get Demon Chandler, Demon Cusack, and also the blue Captain Meliodas. So there's technically been 5 characters here, but to end the year with only 2 new characters in the banner, not great, is it? But yeah, boys, thank you for watching today. I kind of want to take it a bit easy because obviously I did my Demon Slayer collaboration yesterday, and obviously for the past year I've been working on it, so I kind of want to sit down, play some Grand Cross, and talk about the future of Grand Cross and kind of speculate a little bit. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.